Minister Kenye Praji Nagaland Unions or Association Bishi Hoitage Opor Kota Kuigina into para Bishi financial or social burden Anya Kushi. Tajunashi ke state 7,952 registered societies Tagya Majude Kali 2030 active ase annual convention festivals or emergency meetings Kampra Bishi expenditure Hua Kuigina Kenye Pra reality check Grubule Matishe. Tai Kushi ke social organizations kan lage kintu itukan uncontrolled expansion pra financial strain or misplaced priorities aniase. Prior nimide district level tribal bodies kan nugude focus kuribule matishe. Kenye Paro Naga culture ge commercialize kuriabi one kurigina Naga laga soul culture values kan preserve kuribule koishe. Kenye laga itu speech pa state social organization kan reform kuribule lagya discussion shuru kurishe.
Thank you, Honorable Deputy Speaker. This is a matter is not new, and I'm certain it is in the minds of all the honorable members of this House and the people that we represent. It has been lurking on as an issue of great concern, but it has never been brought on the floor of this August House, which I feel is the most appropriate platform where matters concerning our society should be taken up for discussion. Hence, this issue of the mushrooming of organizations, unions and associations in our state is brought today in your presence. Sir, we have a total of 7,952 registered societies, organizations, and unions, out of which 5,922 are inactive, and about 2,030 societies are active and has been renewing their registration over a period of time. I am also given to understand that documents pertaining to those prior to 2013 have been misplaced, and they could not retrieve the accurate numbers. But whatever is there, post-2013, this is the figure we have with us. We have traveled as an infant state, and in our journey as a state for more than 60 years, we understand that any progressing society and state will encounter all types of obstacles on the negative side or the positive sides of life. And such vices, not only mushrooming of unions and organizations, but many, many other vices must have crept into our society's way of life, unconsciously. So today, we don't stand here to blame anybody by pointing our fingers to the yesterday generations or those leaders who have held the reins of this state government immediately preceding us. It is quite natural that we learn from our mistakes. And this is one area which awaken our senses. It's a wake-up call, and in 60 plus years of statehood, it's a long time. And maybe it is the right occasion for us to take a reality check ourselves and see how we have come along, how we are faring now, and how we will be encountering the future as a people together, more so as a state together. So here it is only befitting for our House and the honorable members in whom our people have reposed their unflinching support in the mandates that we have received and are here today. Sir, socializing, coming together, forming platforms, unions for association is very natural. But there's a limit to everything. And when it crosses the boundaries, it is time to put a hold on the growth and the progress of these organizations. With exception to the field of sports and in the field of music, which are professionals and become professions, whose individuals earn returns for themselves as well as the state and the nation by way of their participation. And they have to keep encountering the challenges in the world in the front of performance, because it is a recurring activity, continuous activity every year. In the field of sports, records are set every other year above the last years. And there are cases where sportsmen fight their own records and break their own records again to perform that. So it is a continuous process, which is why it is necessary for them to continually engage in their activities, no matter what. The same goes for the field of arts and music, where humans continuously churn out new songs, new lyrics, and the chart of the billboards continue to change in every nation and continents. So that challenge is always faced by people in these two areas, which is why they are the exception and the activities must continue for the greater interest of our government, themselves, and our societies. But besides these two fields, we all have our experiences, how unions, associations start from the Kale, almost the family level, from the Kales and the wards, then we come to the villages, it goes up to the area, to the ranges, then it comes to the areas, it comes to the district, then it comes to the state levels. So organizations are formed at all these levels. And different types of organizations are involved. It is not only the students' union to start with. It is not only the youth societies. We have the women's societies also. We have the religious organizations also. We have the public organizations by way of sub-tribal, subdivisional, and sub-tribal organizations. Then we have the tribal organizations, which is the tribal apex bodies. So in this way, all these organizations and much, much more, which I will not go into details, but I'm sure you already know what I mean. Your minds are racing. Every conceivable group of people wants to associate themselves as a unit, as an organization. This has been going on, and it is unstoppable. Their growth has become unstoppable. Today, they are flourishing. Every other organization has to have one organization again at a different level. That is why it has multiplied into thousands today, and we are not able to control the growth anymore. Now, if they exist and they are dormant, it is all right. But they are actively engaged at all levels, starting from the grassroots up to the state. All this line, the tribal, the students, the cultural, the religious, the public relations are all hyperactive at their own levels. And it is an annual practice for organizations to engage in activities like they need to have sessions, the executive sessions. And in most cases, they have the emergency meetings, emergency sessions. Then they have their tools, they have their campaigns, they have their exhibitions, they have their festivals, they have their symposiums and seminars, they have their general and annual conventions, all at the same time. And it is an annual practice. Now, this involves heavy expenditures. It is costing us, it is taxing us heavily on our financial resources. All members and non-members also have to extend whatever support they can to the activities of these organizations. It has become obligatory. We are not under threat, but it has become a social obligation, compulsive behavior. And the organizations take undue advantage of this. So, besides other political organizations, these social organizations have very sadly become a burden to our society today. Leaders of all walks of life at every level, officers of all departments, well-to-do citizens, business community, you name it, sir. Everybody has fallen under the scanner of these tax regimes. And so today, their expenses to manage their activities have risen tenfold from the time when we started. Life has become very expensive, and we do not know how to keep our expenditures low. We always seek for the most luxurious, the most convenient way of having our general conference, our meetings, our tours, whatever activities engaged. There's a sense of competition, false pride, false competition, false sense of competition in us. That the more we spend and the more the standard of the
Chief Minister Nipirio Pai to Oppo Prajunaishik registered Kurigina Tagya 7,952 societies majude Kali 2,064 societies pra renewal limide age aishe aro 2023 pra ita tak 244 notun register Korea official data dikhaishe. State sob se bishi renewal aro fresh registration do Dimapur pra ase edu pichide Kohima pra ase Newland, Siminyu, Shamator, Noklak aro Meluri de registration athagya koishe. Ita tak society ekta bi di register Korea nai edu homo Nagaland Foothill Road Coordination Committee NFHRCC Nishina Khan registration nimide apply bi Korea nai kushe. Dimapur ekla de 700 union thagyado misuse nahobole nimide regulation strict banabole lagi thagyase.
Deputy Speaker, I rise to give my concluding remark on the discussion of mushrooming of union and associations in Nagaland. Discussion on this, which was raised by Kenye on the Rule 50. I am happy that all the honorable members who spoke, led by Kenye, who raised the issue, their concern about our society having so many organizations. And it is also an issue for our society because any society who doesn't have an apex body and try to regulate things in their own individual, group, community, and want to have the way out. And our society has no kings, no rulers, no governance in our society. Only lately, when Christianity came, education came, then we have come thus far. As mentioned, the registration and the functioning under Society Registration Act 1860 is an act of Government of India. So, in Nagaland, Home Department is designated as Registrar of Societies under this Act. Then registration to govern the Nagaland Societies Registration Act 2017. The purpose of which registration can be done in a governance by Section 20 of the Act. This includes charitable societies, societies established for the promotion of science, literature, or the fine arts for instruction, societies for the diffusion of useful knowledge, societies for the diffusion of political education, societies for the foundation or maintenance of libraries or reading rooms for general use among members or open to the public, or the societies for public museums, galleries, painting, and other works of arts, collections of natural history, mechanical and philosophical invention, instruments, or design. So when we look at these guidelines, and further, application of Act to Nagaland is governed by 3 amendments specified in the state. First amendment 1969, second is 1984, and the third amendment is 1984. As per this amendment made by the state, registration required fulfilling of 10 criteria such as submission of forms, payment of fee of ₹2,000, verification report by the ESC, SDO Civil, District Planning and Development Board must recommend the state registration. Another one is validity of registration is for 2 years as per section 3A1. And also should be renewed within 3 months of expiry. Fee renewal is 500. Late fine is 2,000 rupees. The Section 23 inserted the Second Amendment Act in 1984 allows the cancellation of registration on 3 counts. Then office cases to be in Nagaland. Activities are subversive to the object of the society, aims and objects. After giving opportunity to members of being heard, then registration had been wrongly obtained against provision of the Act. So all these provisions and laid down government rules had been violated in many cases, and today number of societies in Nagaland given registration date is, up to date is 7,952, as some of you had mentioned. 2,064 societies have been for renewal till date. 244 societies are newly registered, that is up to 2023. And in the 17th district, the highest is Dimapur, 700 plus new registration, Kohima 471, Peg 153, Mogokchund 128, Tungsan 109. So those are above 100. And I'm not going to read the new ones. So that means those people who are seeking for their registrations also failing their duty, and verification officers or the department, when they do not come for renewal after given specific time or who are defunct, it should be cancelled. But it is only accumulating the size. And therefore, today we have so many organizations doing what they want to do. Nagaland is a tribal state. And because all the tribes have their own traditional festivals, we call Nagaland as a land of festival. But one governor told me that, no, sir, you are wrong. I will call Nagaland land of jubilees. So why? Because so many thousand societies are registered. So they will celebrate anniversaries, then Silver Jubilee, Diamond Jubilee, Golden Jubilee, and all kind of celebrations. Then having meeting, having conventions or activities. So as mentioned by many speakers who have said, it must be spending in terms of crores and crores of rupees. And if all this organization, if we go on celebrating on all the occasions, every village will be celebrating of some anniversaries or jubilees or some club organizations also. So this discussion is definitely very good to create awareness among the public. As mentioned, we are not here to pass a resolution or to dictate terms with anybody. But those who are not working according to the guidelines, we have to sensitize. Those who are not working according to their constitution, bylaws and objectives, we should reduce. Therefore, it is very good that this August House initiated a discussion